matter right now. So I'm just going to set a small bond on this matter and appoint an attorney for you and then set you up with a hearing tomorrow. I'm going to order a $250 cash bond and I will appoint Caitlin Waters to represent you. And you've got a hearing tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on this justice court case, okay?
What's the warrant for?
It looks to me like it's resisting arrest.
An arrest?
Resisting arrest.
Where was this at?
You know, it looks like it's July 31st of this year. It's definitely this year, but they're going to have a lot more information for you tomorrow when you go to court, okay?
Came in on July 16th, so.
All right, you're going to talk to them about it tomorrow, okay?
All right.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Thank you.
Recruiter's on the line.
Thank you. I don't think we have any Spanish speakers. Can the jail confirm we have no Spanish speakers tonight?
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, all right, interpreter can be excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Mr. Wiggison, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a warrant.
Support VLP hug, yes, I already know.
Great. So I am going to order, because it's a probate or a parole violation allegation, I'm going to hold you without bond on this. And you will have a hearing in Superior Court on the 1st, which is Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. So you should be hearing from somebody from that office soon. Okay, sir?
I can, I'm a disabled adult too. So can you let them know?
You're a disabled what?
I'm considered a disabled adult.
Okay. And
So can you let them know that to whoever comes and talk to me, that so they can so I can get the understanding of what's going on.
well, I don't know if I can get that information to your attorney, but when they come to see you before our hearing on Friday, that'll be with me. You can let them know. Okay. Wait, sir, you're excused.
Yeah.
You too, sir. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please? Oh, Jill, I need her unmuted. All right, ma'am, can you try that again? Can I get your full name, please?
Lakeisha Rose Barbush.
Ms. Barbush, I am seeing you this evening on a couple of different charges. You've got new charges of assault and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you've got a couple of warrants out of Marana for old cases. Both of them are from 2019. One of them involves shoplifting and drug paraphernalia. The other is prescription drug shoplifting and then failure to appear in court. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you in both of these courts. On your justice court matter, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Miss, well, it just says Smith. I don't know if that's a Miss Smith or a Mr. Smith or if that's their first name, but no contact with them. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and you'll be seen tomorrow in justice court at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then on these Marana warrants, I'm going to order another $500 cash or secured bond, appoint Janet Altschuler again. Don't return to any of those incident locations, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. Oh, can you give me a Marana? When is she going to be seen in Marana if she's in custody? Because it copied over the justice court stuff, so I don't know what the date is. Okay, so you'll be seen on Wednesday, October 30th at noon in Marana. All right, ma'am, you're excused.
And stand up, go back up there. I mean, Johnson, very. Oh, yeah, you're staying. But put your arms through your sleeves. And go have a seat back in the female side.
Lopez.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Jericho Joshua Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of different matters. You have new charges of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia, and then you've got some warrants out of Tucson City Court that we'll deal with next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, where are you living right now?
Curry Thomas.
Okay, so this address on Helen, that's not a good address anymore?
That's my mailing address.
All right. Are you going to be able to get to court if I order that you be released?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to talk to my see if I can go and stay there again at that address.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. So I'm going to give you 2 different court dates, and you're going to get this all in writing before you leave. But I'm going to let you know now, you're going to have a hearing in Justice Court on November 27th at 8:30 in the morning. And I'm ordering that you not return to the Circle K where you were arrested. And no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then the city court cases, you've got 2 drug paraphernalia cases from last year. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there in city court. Again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And that hearing is going to be December 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to get to both of those hearings in city court and justice court, or warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so
Nevins.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Leanna K. Nevins.
Ms. Nevins. Seeing you, it looks like on a couple of different matters, you've got new charges of criminal damage and disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at those hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. All right. So, ma'am, pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, your husband. So I don't know what his position is in terms of whether or not he wants to have contact with you and whether or not you can return to the residence at this time. If you were unable to go back to the residence, would you have somewhere else to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And you need to be in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon with Judge Million, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand that? And then you've got, it looks like a very old warrant out of Sahuarita Municipal Court. Let's see, 2006 warrant for theft. So you're going to need to get to Sahuarita Court also to take care of this, okay? That is going to be November 19th at 8:30 in the morning. All right, ma'am, you're going to get paperwork with that information on it. Make sure you get to both of those court dates, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Right, go back up there, back up there.
Yes.
Eric, come up and sit up there.
Hello, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
All right.
What's your full name?
Kurt,
Did you say Sanchez?
Uh,
All right, Mr. Sanchez, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a few different matters going on. You've got new charges of shoplifting and criminal trespass. And then you've got a warrant out of city court from 2021, criminal trespass and shoplifting also. And then you've got a couple of other old 2021 matters out of justice court that have warrants. So we'll deal with those next. Let's deal with your city court stuff first. On these new charges, I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss any of your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, it looks to me like you had stuff going on in 2021, 3 years ago, and didn't go to your hearings, and so warrants issued, but it seems like you didn't, I don't think you got in any trouble in the last 3 years. So where are you living right now?
I'm living in 44th and Congress.
Do you have an address or are you on the street?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you have somewhere that you can go?
Yeah, I had a little San Rita Park.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to be at Santa Rita Park at night. I just don't
Oh,
want
for
to,
real?
I don't want to send you out and have you end up getting arrested again.
Uh, I don't know.
All right.
Going to
Well, would you be willing, sir, to come back? There's something called the Pima County Transition Center where they can help you out with housing and getting a phone and things like that that you might need. Would you be willing to come back in the morning to go talk to them?
yeah.
Because I want to make sure that I don't want to hold you in custody on these things, but I want to make sure that you get to court. And
Yeah.
I think it would be really good if you could take advantage of some of the resources that the transition center might be able to give you to get some stability. What do you think? Do you want to get housing? Yeah. All right. All right. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear on your city court cases. I'm ordering that you not return to the incident location, which in this case was a QT. Don't go back to that QT, okay? Yeah,
All right.
you can't go back there. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 26th at 2:00 in the afternoon. And then on these city court or on these justice court cases, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there. I will appoint Adam Waters to represent you in justice court. And your hearing there will be November 20th at 2:00 in the afternoon. All right, sir, you're going to get paperwork with all of that information on it, right?
All right.
And then come back in the morning and go to that transition center.
All right. Cool.
Right, you're excused.
Oh, hey. Cool. Appreciate it.
All right, back to where you are.
I can.
Yeah. He'll just have he'll still have the hearing. He'll have the hearing on the 1st, the fugitive hearing on the 1st. Yep, yep. Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
It's Desiree Atkins.
Miss Adkins, I'm seeing you this evening because you are charged with assault, disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. And I will enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. You're ordered to appear at your hearings. If you fail to appear at your hearings, warrants can issue for your arrest. They can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, ma'am, I'm inclined to release you on these charges on your promise to appear in court. Pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, your boyfriend, John. So I don't know what his position is as far as whether or not he wants to have contact with you. So I'll just tell you that if you do have contact with him and he doesn't want to have contact, then you need to end it at that time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm ordering that you be released on your promise to appear. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. You need to be in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, or warrant can issue for your arrest. You're
Yes,
excused.
Wait, what's that sit up there? Officers.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Total Sterling. So
All right, Mr. Cook, I'm seeing you this evening on a warrant that you've got out of Tucson City Court for a charge of theft from February of this year. And it looks like, yep,
February is my birthday, and I'm still from anyone on February.
well, that's what they have alleged. There's a police report that says that you were charged with theft on February 7th of this year on University. So that's what the charge is, and you have been arrested and released on this matter at least once or twice previously, and you have not gotten to court to deal with this. So warrants keep issuing for your arrest. You were just arrested on this in September last. Looks like 2 or 3 different times. I released you once in May. So I'm going to order that you be held on this on a $250 cash bond. And I'm ordering that you don't return to the incident location. If you were to post that bond, I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And if you're still in custody, you'll be seen on November 5th at 1:45 by video. If you do post that bond, you would need to make sure that you get to Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 9:30 in the morning, or warrant will issue for your arrest and that bond will likely be forfeited. Do you understand? All right, you're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Oh, he's muted, Jill. All right. You are muted. Can you give me your name, sir? Mr. LaPalme, I am seeing you this evening on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 2 counts, and 1 count of assault. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time. And sir, I'm inclined to release you, except that pretrial services did speak with your wife and sons, and they are saying that they do not want to have contact with you at this time, and that you can't return to the residence. So do you have somewhere else to go? Okay. So I will order that you be released. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. Again, that you have no contact of any kind with your wife and sons, and that you not return to the incident location or the victim's residence. I will put in my order that you can return 1 time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So you would take my order to the nearest police station to that residence, and they'll go with you to get your things, okay?
Okay, is there a time limit on that, or do I have a couple of days?
Yeah, you can do it when you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 25th at 2:30 in the afternoon, or warrant can issue for your arrest, okay? You're welcome.
Yeah, down the stairs, please.
I have to look at it. What is it? Yeah, I don't know why I did that, so I'll just take that off. Yeah, thank you. Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Frank Augusto Lopez III.
Mr. Lopez. Tell me your name, your first name?
Frank.
Frank, okay, all right. Mr. Lopez, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of criminal damage and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. And you are ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss those hearings, warrants can issue for your arrest. And the hearings can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, it looks like pretrial services spoke with Mrs. Lopez. She did not have an objection to you being released from custody, but she is going to remain at the residence and you cannot return there at this time. So do you have somewhere else to go? All right. All right. So I'm going to order that you be released. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you have no contact at this time with Miss Lopez, that you don't go to her residence or workplace or contact her on the phone or any other way. And I will put in my order that you can return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So you would take my court order to the nearest police station and ask them to go with you to get your things, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, or warrant will issue for your arrest, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your excuse, sir.
Thank you.
Proceed.
See McCarthy? Okay. Hi, how are you, Your Honor?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking me.
What's your full name?
Gary Michael McCarthy.
Mr. McCarthy, I'm seeing you this evening on some old warrants that you have out of Tucson City Court. They go back to 2019 and 2020. I know you're being held without bond right now on a probation hold out of Superior Court. So you're not going to be released at this time. You'll be seen separately if you haven't yet on your probation violation in Superior Court. As to these city court matters with Judge Blue and mental health court, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash bond. I'll appoint Mr. Grinkwich to represent you, and you're going to have a hearing with Judge Blue on November 4th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You understand?
Is there any way I could get a hold of Rebecca Gosler or my caseworker over at Desert Mountain Behavioral Health? Because I just started my agency with like my relationship with them to help me communicate better about whatever happened.
So you should be able to call them from the jail if you've got access to that, but I don't have any other way of getting in touch with people for you. So and they may end up being at your hearing in mental health court.
So you're saying that I have to be held, I can't be released and on my recognizance?
Yes, you cannot be released. You're being held without bond on your probation matter in Superior Court.
And I can't talk to an attorney about that. Or can I ask her Gosler to be my attorney?
I don't know who that is, but you'll have an attorney assigned to you in your Superior Court case. In your city court case, you've got Mr. Grinkwich, who you had before.
And what is my next date?
In this matter, it's November 4th. I don't know when you're going to be seen in Superior Court. I would guess it'll be this week. All right, sir, you're excused. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Maria Rufo.
All right, Miss Marufo, I'm seeing you this evening on it looks like 5 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss those hearings, warrants can issue for your arrest. They can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So let's see. Pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, your boyfriend Ian, and he said that he does not object to your release and that you're welcome to return home, and they want to have contact with you at this time. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon with Judge Millian, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, ma'am?
And we're gonna, I'm gonna get a paper with all that, right? With all the court information. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Controller, Sandra. Your turn.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Sandra Ivana Ochoa?
Ms. Ochoa, I'm seeing you this evening. You have new charges of drug paraphernalia, and then you've got 2 other charges of drug paraphernalia from this year and 2 from 2023. And it looks like you haven't been to court on any of those. And so warrants issued for your arrest. I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you do not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on November 5th at 1:45. If you were to post that bond, you would need to be in Tucson City Court on December 2nd at 2:00. You understand, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I don't have a way to, I don't have a way to pay it.
Okay, then you'll be seen on the 5th. All right, in just about a week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Sullivan. Controller, go back in the pit, please.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
John Edward Sullivan.
Mr. Sullivan, I'm seeing you this evening on some warrants that you have out of Tucson City Court that involve criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, assault, and then multiple other criminal trespass charges. I'm looking at these files. It looks like you haven't been to any of your hearings on any of these cases, and so warrants issued for your arrest. I'm going to order, sir, that you be held on a $250 cash bond. If you were to post that bond, I am ordering that you do not return to the incident location, which is a previous incident location you had already been trespassed from and told not to go back to, 1103 West Prince. You cannot be at that place. Do you understand that?
Was it there?
Well, police say that you have been there a couple of times in the last few months. So Now you know for sure that you cannot be there 1103 West Prince. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on November 5th at 1:45. If you were to post that bond, you would need to be in Tucson City Court on December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand that, sir?
What are you holding me on?
A $250 cash bond. So if you do not post that bond, you'll be seen in a week
I put a bond.
because you have 5 different cases out of Tucson City Court and you haven't gone to court on any of them. All right. So if you're still in custody, you'll be seen in a week. And then if you post that bond, then you need to get to court in December. You're going to get paperwork with that information on it. You understand, sir? You're excused.
Your Honor. Did you put a bond on Ochoa?
I did.
How much was it again?
Well, was 250, right? 250 cash.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Yes,
Mr. Walling, I'm seeing you this evening because you have many cases out of Tucson City Court that are all in warrant status because you haven't been going to court again.
Yeah, I was. I have my in a warrant. I have a notorious background with my father, who was a Title 36 petitioned me 14 times, of which 10 they've arrested me, and he's had them, silly little things like disorderly conduct or trespassing on places. But Your Honor, I go to court judiciously. I believe I missed one court date, and it might have been like last week, and they consolidated all my court cases into one docket, so I could see the judge at one time. I think I missed one court date, which triggered all of these cases being going to warrant status at once. And again, this morning is another one where I was on my way to a meeting. I have a 501c3 called Walling World, and we provide skills gap analysis and skill placement training for our homeless population. I was out last night working with them, and then I went to a meeting this morning at the Innovation Transportation Automotive Office, where we partner between Arizona State University School of Sustainability and their innovation lab, and out of nowhere, a police officer comes and starts soliciting, asking me who I am and what I'm doing there. I shouldn't have spoken to him. He didn't have any right to ask me any questions, but I did, just out of common courtesy, and didn't expect to have any warrants pop up. But I called my attorney today, and she said, "Yeah, you just missed one court date last week. I was out of town, and I was actually in the hospital."
All right.
So
Stop you there because I've been through your file pretty extensively. I saw you myself last in August. That was the last time you were in custody. You posted a $1,000 bond that I set. And then I don't see one single hearing that you actually appeared in person. It looks like Ms. Viana was able to keep a warrant from being issued for the last couple of months because she said that she had some contact with you. So,
yeah, I went to court to see you. I found my court dates, and even of the recent ones, it was just this last one, and I think it's within the last 10 days.
That's not true, sir. You haven't been back to court in person since I released you in August, over 2 months ago. You have not been in person in court.
That's not true. I was in court with, I forget his name, it's the mental health court, because it's always based on these Title 36 applications, and my father keeps filing on me.
I think you're mistaken because I'm looking at all of these minute entries. I have all of them right here in front of me. August 22nd, you must appear in person at the next hearing. September 4th, the defendant did not appear. And then your attorney was able to get the judge to quash the warrant that he issued without you appearing in court. September 9th, she said that she had contact with you, but you did not appear. September 25th, you didn't appear, and October 15th, the warrant was issued. So, sir, I'm going to order that you be,
Yeah, but it-
I'm going to order that you be held. Sir, I can't hear you. The jail has muted you. So just listen to what I have to say, please. I'm holding you on a $1,500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you have no contact with any of the victims in your cases, that you don't go back to any of the incident locations. I will reappoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and Judge Blue will see you in mental health court on November 7th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you don't go to that hearing, if you post the bond and you don't go to that hearing, that $1,500 bond will likely be forfeited. That's all, sir. You're excused.
Because I was in the hospital based on my father's.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
It's Brooke Welch.
Ms. Welch, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of disorderly conduct. It's a domestic violence offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, although not necessarily at court expense. You're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you fail to appear at your hearings, warrants can issue for your arrest. They can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. Ma'am, you also have another charge that just happened on December 8th, but with a different alleged victim. And it looks like your next hearing on that case is November 8th. Pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim in this case, who's your father. So I don't know what his position is as far as having contact with you goes. So what I will tell you, I'm going to release you. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence and that you do not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. And if you get in contact with your dad and he doesn't want to have contact with you right now, then it needs to end. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And then we'll keep your November 8th date at 9:30 in the morning. You'll be seen now on both of these cases on that date. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Okay.
You're going to get paperwork with that information on it.
okay. I just had a really quick question.
Sure.
I don't know if you can help me. I just need the phone number for ACEs. Do you think that they'll get it for me? My daughter's there. I need it.
okay, so yeah, that's,
Oh, I can ask.
yeah, that's not something for the judge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just
Alright.
wanted to mention. Okay.
Somebody will be able to get that to her.
Yes, I'll look at that right now.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Just go ahead and sit right here. I'll look at it right now, okay? All right, Wells. It's just like.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Roger Robert Wells.
Mr. Wells, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a petition to revoke your probation on, looks like 4 cases out of Tucson City Court. I'm going to read that petition to revoke probation to you now. It says that on August 22nd of this year, you were adjudicated guilty of 2 counts of criminal trespass. And drug paraphernalia and shoplifting. You were placed on unsupervised probation for 36 months. You were given written conditions of probation. The court was petitioned to revoke your probation because there's reasonable cause to believe that you violated it by failing to attend court hearings. I'm going to enter a denial of that allegation for you at this time. And I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you don't return to any incident location. And I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video in mental health court with Judge Blue in 1 week on November 7th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you do post that bond, you need to get to Tucson City Court on that date or warrants can issue for your arrest and that bond will likely be forfeited. Do you understand that, sir? You're excused.
All right, Evans.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Mr. Evans, I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of things. I've got a warrant out of Tucson City Court for you. We'll deal with that one next. You're also here on new charges, felony charges of attempted kidnapping and possession of narcotic drug. And drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you right now. The state is asking that I hold you on a $35,000 bond plus pretrial services, given the nature of the allegations and a couple of prior felonies, fairly high scores on the scales. Did defense want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He's currently employed and financially supports 2 kids as well as his father with some medical issues. I'd ask that you set the bond at 10,000.
I'm going to order a $25,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial. If that bond is posted, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, don't return to the incident location, no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 7th. And then the city court warrant is for a criminal trespass charge from 2020. I'm going to order release on that charge. But if you're still in custody, you'll have a non-transport review hearing on December 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you were out of custody, you would need to get to city court on that date or warrants can issue for your arrest. I will appoint the city public defender to represent you there. All right, sir, you're excused.
It's 10,000. But it's no.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Stella.
Mr. Barcelo, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different things. You've got new felony charges of possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you've got a couple of warrants out of Pima County Justice Court, one for criminal damage and disorderly conduct, domestic violence offenses from April 26th of last year. And then shoplifting and drug paraphernalia from July 27th of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. On the felony charges, you do have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sir, can you tell me where are you living right now?
My mother's house.
Okay. And so if I order you to be released, you're going to get two different court dates, one for Superior Court and one for Justice Court. Are you going to get to those courts?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely.
All right, and it looks like, sir, on the felony drug charges that you are very likely eligible for a drug diversion program where if you get to court in a week and you do some drug treatment, you could possibly have these charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. Are you interested in that?
Yes.
And that would be a really, really good thing for you because you don't have felony history. So you could keep having no felonies on your record if you successfully complete that program. So I'm going to order, sir, that you be released to the third-party supervision of pretrial services. So you need to check in with them when you get out or tomorrow. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them and no alcohol or illegal drugs. And you're going to have a hearing, like I said, in 1 week from today on November 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court. It is very important that you go to that hearing so that you can remain eligible for that program, okay? And will council waive time for the PH?
Yes.
So that'll be December 20th. All right, and then on these justice court cases, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there. That hearing is going to be in about a month. So you need to get to that one also. It's November 27th at 10:30 in the morning in Pima County Justice Court, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Have a good day.
Aliazi.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Yes, Your Honor, my name is Bruce Fayazi.
Mr. Fayazi, it looks like I'm seeing you this evening because you've got warrant or warrants out of Maricopa County. And it says that you were previously arrested on these warrants. They're from 2022, attempt to commit fraudulent schemes and artifices and attempt to commit theft. And it says that you had previously been in custody in Pima County in July, and you were released and told to get in contact with Maricopa County to take care of this. So
Yes,
do not do that.
Your Honor, I've diligently attended all my court dates here in Pima. I've abided by all the pretrial requirements. I was just never provided or made aware of a court date in Maricopa. I'm fully willing and capable to be there if given the chance. There's an error. I wasn't aware that of when the court date was. I've been handling my court dates out here.
So you would not have gotten a court date. What you should have been told is that you need to contact Maricopa County to set up a court date. And because you didn't do that, then they issued another warrant in August.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, it does seem like perhaps this is a genuine misunderstanding. He has been showing up to his court dates in Pima County. He does have transport to Maricopa County with family so that he can attend court dates there. He very much wants to show up, and it does sound like there may have been a genuine miscommunication when he was released last time that he needed to set up the court date in Maricopa County. This time he understands. I'd ask the court to consider release to pretrial or set the bond at $1,000.
Judge,
And-
may I provide some additional information?
Oh, yes, please.
So I usually don't get involved in the out-of-county matters, but Mr. Matt McRae from the Attorney General's office reached out to me earlier this evening. He informed me that he had Mr. Fiazzi on the local case here in Pima County, for which Mr. Fiazzi accepted a plea today. A term of that plea was that any plea here was to run consecutive to the Maricopa County case. Mr. McRae told me that he informed Mr. Fiazzi and his attorney multiple times over the last month that he needed to go up to Maricopa County and take care of the Maricopa County matters. Mr. McRae tells me he's had multiple opportunities to do so and still has failed to do so. So he was taken into custody earlier today. So we are asking, Judge, that you honor the Maricopa County bond amounts and impose some kind of bond here. It's clear that he was aware of these and just won't take care of them.
Your Honor, if I could just mention one last thing. I was under the impression that once my plea was signed, I was to begin handling these situations. I walked out of court, and much to my surprise, I was arrested. And if given the chance, I completely, fully am willing and capable to take care of what I need to, Your Honor.
I'm going to order a $5,000 cash or secured bond. If you post that bond, you need to call Maricopa County to get a hearing set up. And if you do not post that bond, I'm going to set a review hearing. I'm going to set a review hearing for next Friday, November 8th at 9:00 in the morning. And then that way I can see you again and we can find out why Maricopa County hasn't come to get you. But I would expect that if you do not post that bond, they should come and get you in the next week or so. All right, sir?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
I'm gonna take a seat in the pit, please.
10 o'clock.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Taylor Brent Hancock.
Mr. Hancock, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of possession of a dangerous drug. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Mr. Gant, wanted to talk to you about probable cause. I'm having a hard time finding PC for him. I think they should have arrested Drew Proudlock because the interim complaint says that he was the one sitting in the passenger seat and that's where they found the drugs.
May I have just a moment to review it?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I can't add anything to the complaint, Judge. I'll let the court decide.
All right, sir. So I'm gonna order that this charge be dismissed without prejudice. That means that the state could still take it to the grand jury if they've got some information that's missing from what we have today. So it's possible that these charges will come back and you'd probably get a summons mailed to your last address. So be on the lookout for that. But as for today, that charge is going to be dismissed without prejudice and you'll be released from jail, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
You're
And I am seeking counseling for drugs and stuff as well, if that helps
Good.
with everything. So,
Yep.
thank you, Your Honor.
Great. You're welcome. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Gavin Hunter.
Mr. Hunter, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of possession of dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia, but the state has moved to dismiss those charges. So I'm going to order that they be dismissed without prejudice. That means that they could bring them back at a future date, but for today, those are dismissed and you're going to be released from custody, okay? All right, you're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you.
Colin.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
John Poland.
Ms. Poen or Mr. Poen, I'm seeing you this evening on some different matters. You've got new felony charges of misconduct involving weapons and for having a prohibited weapon improvised explosive device. And then you've also got some old charges out of city court that we will deal with next. Those are all in warrant status for failures to appear. On the new felony charge, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. The state is asking that I hold you on a $25,000 bond plus pretrial services, given the nature of the offense and the history of failing to appear for court hearings and the very high scores on the scales. Did defense want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. He's lived in Tucson for 4 years and has ties to the community. He does have a prior felony conviction, but it is from 2014, which is about 10 years ago. He's also homeless, so any amount of bond is going to be a lot for him to post. I'd ask the court set the bond at $7,500.
Thank you. I'm going to order a $15,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Don't return to that incident location and do not possess any incendiary devices.
Okay.
And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for November 7th. All right, and then your city court matters. It's like you've got 1, 2, 3, about 6 warrants out of Tucson City Court for failures to appear involving criminal damage, criminal trespass, obstruction, drug paraphernalia, and prescription drugs. On those charges, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I will appoint the city public defender to represent you, and you'll be seen by video on November 5th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You understand that, sir?
Yes, you do.
All right, you're excused. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Good night, Esther.
Good night.
Good night.